I have an idea. Let's record a shitty intro. Just strum it.
Okay.
This is the Zach and Aakash show. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Zach and Aakash show, where we talk
Hello.
about how to cultivate the mind. I'm Zach,
I am Aakash.
and this is the Zach and Aakash show. So
Dun, dun,
today
dun.
is my Wikipedia show. I'm gonna be talking about Rasputin. This is the strangest fucking story I've ever read in my entire life. It's quite sad, actually. Maybe. Yeah. But I remember in high school in like World Civilization 1. So this is probably around like 7 years ago at this point. We got up to like the October Revolution or like the Russian Revolution, which is a year after Rasputin died. And I remember talking about this. And I'm like, this story does not sound fucking real. This story is about self-fellatio. This story is about being invincible. And this story is about sex and religion. So, we're going to get started. For those of you who don't know, the Wikipedia show is a show where we research any topic we want on Wikipedia and we just talk about it on the show. Last time I did Snowden, and the time before that I did North Korean culture. Yeah, I think. Are you doing Bitcoin this week, Akash?
Yep.
Yeah, so Bitcoin's
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Usually this one goes on Sunday, but we had to delay it.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
had some work stuff I had to finish up, so I didn't have too much time.
Yep. But we're back.
Okay, so Rasputin. This is on theme with the whole like coming from nothing story that we talked about in the last show, which was Genghis Khan. Rasputin literally came from nothing. He was a Russian peasant, and I'm about to butcher the Russian, but he was born in Potrovsky. That's my Russian. I apologize. I did not practice saying that. I said it in my head and it came out correctly. But he was a Russian peasant, and there's actually the Wikipedia article is so short because there's actually not a lot of information on Rasputin. Well, his full name is Grigory Remnevich, or I don't know how to say it, Rasputin. But there is like everything from like around 28 and before that, there's no like recorded information. Partially that's probably because he was a peasant and people didn't know how to write or read. Yeah, but we know is he had a bunch of siblings, but this is the time where they all would die very early, so he managed to survive early childhood death, as they say. But from what we know, Rasputin was kind of was a troublemaker. He would get in lots of fights and rob people, I guess. Yeah, but he was a troublemaker. That is literally all we know. Eventually, he did get married to Praskovia Fedorovna. They got married at a very young age, probably around 20. So imagine Mira Akash being wifed up right now.
Oof.
That's right. Okay.
It's not okay.
So eventually, he like joined he had like a religious conversion. So he went to this church when he was around 28, and he became a holy man, right? Um, he didn't like it because apparently the monks were all like homosexuals, I guess, and they were like, I don't know, I guess having sex with each other. So he was like, that ain't holy or something. So yeah, that's his experience. Yeah. Okay, so after that happened, um, he became this like this like religious figure, and he started like growing this following. Um, and so this is where it's so weird because there's so many rumors about Rasputin. Um, like people were saying that people would have like women in his like following would have sex with him before like they started their religious thing. Um, and then eventually it was rumored that he joined the Cleisti. It's a like religious sect that was rumored to have self flagellation and orgies as a part of their ritual. So it's pretty fucking kinky. Um, we don't know that though. See, this is the issue though. This entire story, a lot of this is like fake news. Like there is no written record of any of it. So this is kind of like word of mouth, few
Oh
journals.
man,
It's
okay.
so complicated and it's so weird. But it's important because Rasputin might have been the reason why we had the Soviet Union, or partially the reason why we had the Soviet Union. Um, so
Damn.
this fucking man, this playboy. Actually, I don't want to call him a playboy because there's some allegations out there uh, of things he did. But
Oh
this
god.
single man, this peasant, might have been the reason why all the shit that we have in modern history happened. You know, because like the Soviet Union and the United States had like the space race. Maybe we wouldn't even talking about going to space if it wasn't for this man, because there wouldn't be a space race. Maybe World War II would have had a different outcome. It's actually quite insane. What are your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
dude. I mean, yeah, it's a butterfly effect, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, him starting a little thing, it's causing all these different events to happen.
yeah, it's pretty
Oko.
wild. But oh yeah, I missed something. So he became like so after he went to that like monastery or whatever, he started
Hmm.
traveling around Eastern Europe. So he would just go to a bunch of holy sites, Greece, and eventually, you know, he built up his following, and he became like this religious figure. So you could think of him as like I don't know, a Tony Robbins, right? So he's like this like Tony Robbins motherfucker running around. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I've never heard of this dude before.
yeah. I like the only thing I remember from him was like the assassination attempts. I don't want to spoil anything, but
Ooh, it's about
it's
to get
I
juicy.
started reading about it again. I was like, oh okay, this is like actually this is a very important person in world history, I guess.
Yeah, he still has a living descendant,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Lawrence Hort Soloist.
Fuck, is that a woman or a man?
It's Lawrence. I'm guessing it's a dude. It's last name Soloist because Rasputin only had one living daughter, Maria. She got married to this dude named ex Soloist.
Like
And now there's
Is
Lauren.
he dead? They're both dead. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, 1977 is when Maria died.
Wacky.
And Lawrence is not her child, but her child's child.
You know, I was thinking about this. Like, people of these like descendants of these people would be great people to have on the show.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You know, we have already probably had Genghis Khan's descendant on the show.
yeah, it's me. Fuck, probably you and me. Actually, no, it can't. It's
No, probably
unplausible it's
not me.
you because they never went there.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, this is like Jeopardy now.
Mm,
You taking a break for the coffee bean of the day?
I already ate it. It was the last one.
Okay, so yeah, this dude is becoming a holy man. And he's helping people resolve. Wow, my armpit just dripped sweat. But he's helping people resolve spiritual crises, and anxieties. So he's Tony Robbins. Um, there's hella rumors of him having sex with a lot of his female followers. That's like a key takeaway. Is like there are hella rumors of this dude. So he was a complete womanizer. Um, I guess you could say he's a womanizer. That's going to be important in a little bit. I'll show you why. That might be the reason why we have the fucking Soviet Union. Okay, um, I'm just like connecting the dots now. Okay, so yeah, eventually he won over the father superior of Seven Lakes Monastery, and then eventually, yeah, he eventually got arranged to go over to St. Petersburg Monastery, and so St. Petersburg is where a lot of the aristocrats are, so like really powerful people. So you can think of them as like influencers and stuff. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So you can think of us going to LA and meeting like, Charlie DeMeo, stuff like that.
De Amelia, and she lives in Connecticut.
No, dude, she lives in the fucking house in LA.
No. Well,
You
right
know, I,
now
I
she's with
actually
family in Connecticut.
I
She's
have
in Norwalk, I think.
I have a friend who went to school with her or her sister.
Oh, really?
Like he knew her, yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you off
that's
camera who
dope.
it is, but it's someone you would not expect.
Okay. Her sister's pretty cute. Not gonna lie.
She's 16.
Her sister's 18.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the sister of the sister.
Why would I? What? What did I talk about the
Dude,
sister of the
fucking
sister?
FBI sting operation.
No, dude, I'm talking about Dixie, not Charlie.
Dixie, I don't know. I don't keep up.
Dude, I keep up with this now because Snapchat shoves it down my throat. I
Fuck,
see
dude,
all the
that's the
headlines.
problem. I want to delete Snapchat, but everyone fucking uses it. So if I want to like message someone, I gotta do it through Snapchat.
You know, it did pique my interest though when I saw when the headline was Charlie's back home in Connecticut. I'm like, she's in Connecticut?
Dude, let's hit her up.
I'm from Connecticut.
She could be a guest on the show.
It's true. We can use your friends' connections to
That I don't think that's gonna happen.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, so he eventually ended up in St. Petersburg. And he continued to do his like little Tony Robbins spiel. Um, fuck. Wait. Uh, wait. I like forgot what happened. I have to read it real quick. But okay, so he eventually really impressed um one of the aristocrats. Wait, what? Did someone edit this?
Edit what?
I think this got edited because this was not here yesterday.
Uh-oh, someone didn't do their homework properly.
Fuck you, dude. I think they edited it. Okay, whatever. But eventually, he impressed some aristocrats and he was introduced to the Tsar. And this is where shit is gonna go down. Okay?
Okay.
So, the Tsar, you can think of him as like, like the King of England. Like, they're the royal family. There is no, I don't think they have royal Russian family anymore. Um, for those of you who remember, I could barely remember this, but I think during the Russian Revolution, they were all put in jail for 6 months. I'm not sure if they were executed. I don't remember, but I know some bad shit happened, and then the Workers' Party or the communists took over. Um, the Soviets is what they're called. They all like took over Russia, so there's no royal family anymore. So it's kind of sad, but you know,
Who was worse, the old Soviet or the royal family of Russia?
I don't know. I this is something that I remember reading about in school, but I haven't touched it
Hmm.
since then.
I don't think we ever
It's very
covered
interesting.
this in school, Russia's history.
It's so weird, man. Like like I don't know, someone claimed to be, I guess, the Roman descendants. I guess there was like four Roman empires. There was the Roman Empire, Western Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire, and then the Russian Roman Empire. It's like
The
it's
Russian
weird.
Roman Empire?
Yeah, it's weird,
Yeah, that's
dude. This
weird.
is like the weird period of history. That's what I call it, the weird time. Um,
The
but
weird
it
time.
is
The
very
weird era.
it is very very interesting. Um, okay, yeah. Okay, back on Rasputin.
Back back to Putin. Is Rasputin related to Putin?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Rasputin eventually met with the Tsar, and they hung out for a bit. Rasputin left for the summer or something, and then eventually they came back. Okay, and now this is important. So Alexei is the son of Alexei has hemophilia. What is it? Yeah,
No, that thing where you get cut and you
yeah.
keep.
I almost said homophobia.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he has hemophilia,
Oh,
which
man.
means like you get if you get like bruised or like cut, you're gonna keep bleeding. So
Pretty sure
that
back
happens
then
a lot.
everyone had homophobia.
I'm pretty sure, probably. It depends where you are. If you're in classical Greece,
True, true.
yeah. I want to go into that later though. That's a cool topic. But okay. I'm like losing my shit. Um, yeah. So that kid had hemophilia. So they decided to make Rasputin the healer of Alexei's hemophilia. Um, that was around October 1906, right? Was when they started praying. Yeah, that's the earliest time frame.
1900s now.
Exactly. Um, yeah, so the kid, like the first was the kid got an internal hemorrhage, and then what's his face, like Rasputin prayed over him or whatever, and the next day the kid recovered. Um,
What?
there's a really important one that people have been debating for fucking years. It's still unclear what happened. Be a very smart man. Um, yeah, yeah. So people started getting convinced of this divorce because like all these doctors are doing work on the kid, and suddenly this strange man shows up and he prays, and the kid's like healed. That's that's insane. Like you're gonna probably believe it.
Right, yeah. Dude,
Um,
maybe Rasputin, think about it. Maybe it's from the future.
maybe that's he's a fucking alien. He might be an alien. Okay. Um, some crazy shit is about to happen in this story. All right. This it's
Okay,
fucking
okay.
crazy. It's fucking
I'm
crazy.
hyped now. Proper hyped.
Okay.
Your camera's freezing all over the place.
I know my internet just pooped. Oh, the stream just pooped as well. Nope, it's back. All right, we're back. Okay. So now we're around 1912. I think World War One is coming up. Let me just check that. Let me fact check. I think it's World War One started. Yeah, so World War One is going to happen in 2 years. Um,
Oh,
that's also important. I'm gonna keep saying that, but this is all fucking Aakash. It's fucking insane. Okay, so during the summer of 1912, they were in like a royal. It was like a royal
summer of
hunting trip.
1912.
It was like a royal hunting trip. You're in your little carriage. I guess they hit a bump or some shit. Like they hit a pothole,
Okay.
and the fucking kid gets this huge hematoma on his like. You can think of it as like a bruise. He gets like a huge hematoma all over his like groin area, and so like the kid is probably gonna fucking die, right? He's probably gonna fucking die. Um, so Rasputin wasn't there, but they sent like a telegram to Rasputin. They're like, Rasputin, the kid is gonna die or something. You need to pray for him. And this is what Rasputin says in the telegram. He says to the Tsarina, he says, God has seen your tears and heard your prayers. Do not grieve. The little one will not die. Do not allow the doctors to bother him too much. So the next day, so they did that. The next morning, Alexei's condition was still unchanged. Um, but they still followed what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, the bleeding stopped and the kid lived. Pretty fucking crazy,
Dude,
dude.
all right. You know
Okay, we're
what?
gonna go into
You
why
said
this might have
you said
happened.
there's no facts in any of this, dog.
No, this happened. This
This is
actually
all.
happened. Like it's
This
recorded.
part actually happened.
Yeah, this happened. Like the telegrams were recorded. This all happened. Now there's a theory that maybe the doctors were like, okay, there's a couple theories. They think that maybe the doctors were giving him aspirin, which is making his blood thin, which is making it difficult to recover. So there's a theory that they were giving him aspirin, and by having the doctors not come and giving him aspirin, that might have saved his life. There's another theory that um, because the doctors weren't like bothering him too much, he had time to just rest and like sleep it off or whatever. Then there's that it was like hypnosis, like again the Tony Robbins shit, like hypnosis, and that helped
Like
him
placebo
recover.
or something.
Yeah, like placebo, pretty much. Um, so there's a lot of theories. Maybe this was fucking God. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's an alien. Who knows? We don't fucking know.
This is wild,
Yeah,
man.
it's fucking like the craziest story of um fucking 20th century. Yeah, so we don't know. It's never we're never gonna know what the fuck happened. Um, that's the scary thing. It's like we're never gonna know.
Until Rasputin is actually born and time travel is real, so someone goes back in time and watches it all unfold.
Yeah, that could happen.
He's an agent, dude.
He is
He
an
set
agent.
history right.
But yeah, this is like one of the Rasputin has a shit ton of stories, but this is one of the mysterious episodes of Rasputin. So it's fucking crazy. Um, yeah. So that happened, right? Um, and now World War II is happening. So the Tsar, he needs to go travel out. So he's not going to be with the Tsarina for a lot of times. But we know Rasputin is a womanizer. So we don't know this for certain, but there could have been an affair between Rasputin and the Tsarina. Um, so this is already bad because Rasputin has this huge fucking like hit out on him because we're gonna go into this controversy on why people don't like him, but this is already like disenfranchising the fucking like royal family. So that's bad. That might have been why like it was so easy to overthrow them. It's because of fucking Rasputin tainting them. But there's all sorts of controversies. We think that Rasputin was accepting bribes, actual favors from his admirers. Some people think he raped people. Um, yeah, it's not bad. All right, it's bad. Sorry
It's
about
not bad.
That's what fuck.
Oh
Jesus,
my
I'm
God,
talking in
Zach.
circles.
Stop.
This is very crazy. Okay. Um, people think that because the Tsar was gone, that he was like
Hmm.
trying to take over the royal family. Um, and like he was they think he's like manipulating because like they fucking believe
They
him. They
think
saved his kid.
Rasputin was
Yeah,
trying to take over the royal family.
yeah,
Okay.
like you're gonna believe a lot of what Rasputin says. He fucking like saved your child.
Uh,
Like
right.
that's like the perfect. It's the perfect fucking storm. So people
Dude,
think that
maybe he's the one who poisoned the child to set it up and you would go away in a couple days.
he could have. That would be a fucking development. That would be the biggest finding if that happened. That would be probably one of the biggest findings in history in like the past 150 years or something. Or no,
Yeah.
about 100 years. 110. It's fucking wild. But yeah. But people were getting kind of mad because Rasputin, although he has a big following, people think he's crazy. A lot of people think he's the fucking devil.
I mean,
Um,
look at his beard, dude.
yeah. So like, but like that makes sense though because he's a very polarizing figure. Like religion,
Hmm.
you know, that's expected. Like I'm sure Tony Robbins has a shit ton of people who hate him too, but like that's expected. Um, so there's all sorts of rumors and stuff like that. Again, we don't know if they're true or not. We're never gonna know if they're true. We're never gonna know anything. But people fucking were like mad at him. Um, okay, so 1914. This is the first assassination attempt. Notice how I said first. Okay, this
Well
fucking
noted.
this 33-year-old peasant woman, um, Chinonya Guseva. So she went ahead and she stabbed him with a knife. She assassinated him in Protrovsky. So he was back home, his old home. She stabbed him and it left like a 14-inch like gash, and you could like see his organs and shit. So like this motherfucker's gonna die. Like you
God.
don't survive that shit. Um,
Yeah.
so they perform an emergency surgery on him, the doctor. Uh, yeah, and he lives. So that's fucking that's another episode right there. So he
He's the
lives.
son of God, dude.
He lives.
Child of God.
Well, the stream like broke again. Whatever, it's okay. Um, yeah. So he lives that. Um, yeah, I guess like Guseva was a former priest who supported Rasputin before denouncing his sexual escapades and self, whatever that word is. She was an anti-Semite, so she hated Jews. Um, if you don't know what that means.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess she was close to him. Um, eventually, the follower of the thing she was following was the Ilodor. It's like some church, but they were banished and defrocked. I thought that was like a sexual word, but apparently that just means like removed from the church or something, like banished. I thought that was like getting whipped or some shit.
When Nassim says play a song, does he have a song?
Who?
Does Rasputin have a song?
Oh, yeah, he does. There, it's not. Someone made a song about Rasputin. I'd play it, but I don't want that copyright. Y'all can check it out.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
good summary of what happened to Rasputin. Okay, now now we're on the second assassination attempt. You could argue this assassination attempt had two more assassinations until the third one or the second one finally succeeded.
What?
Yeah, that sounds crazy, right? So this
Right.
assassination attempt actually had two other assassination attempts within it. This is about to get crazy, Akash.
All right, dude. Keep going. I'm hyped now. Well,
Okay, so there's a group of nobles led by Prince
what's up,
Felix
Dan?
Yusupov and Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich. Um, but they decided that Rasputin's influence and potential affair Tsarina was a threat to the empire, and it fucking was. Like it was overthrown within a year after Rasputin's death. So they were right. So Yusupov he invited over Rasputin for some delicious cakes and wine. Like who wouldn't want that? Little did Rasputin know though, the wine and the cakes were laced with cyanide. Yeah, that's right.
Whoa.
and
Plot twist.
so okay, so then Rasputin starts like, well, at first he refused it, and then he was like, ah, fuck it, like we all do that. We refuse cakes, and then like we're like, yeah, it's cake, let's eat it. So Rasputin's eating it, and he's like completely fine. Like there's like fucking cyanide in this, and he's fine. He's just chilling. So like, I guess
Like
like
completely.
Giuseppe, yeah, like he was like completely fine. Like
What?
Yusupov was probably like, oh fuck, shit, it's not working. Um, so he was like fine. And
So
so
was it actually laced with cyanide, or did he put the wrong dosage or the wrong cake, or did Rasputin come in with the antidote or something? What?
we don't know. There's a theory that Rasputin built a tolerance to cyanide. I remember we talked about that in world history. There's a theory that he
What?
built the
Okay.
tolerance. So I guess he was eating a shit ton of apple seeds or something. So like,
Do apple seeds have trace amounts of cyanide in them?
yeah, I had a friend in elementary school who was eating the seeds to like build up a tolerance or something.
Damn. Sometimes I eat the core of an apple, and I guess I have cyanide tolerance now, dude. Hit me.
I don't think so, dude. So yeah, yeah. So Giuseppe was like, "Oh fuck." So he went upstairs and got his pistol, and then he came back to Rasputin. So he like excused himself to go take a shit or something. And came back with a pistol
Wait, so again, why did this guy want Rasputin dead?
because he was a threat to the empire, to the royal
Okay.
family. And he was right. He was like that's like yeah, that's like completely right.
Okay.
Um, so like wow, they fucking edited this again. That was not there. Okay, but yeah. So he told Rasputin he was like, you need to look at the crucifix, and then the dude shot Rasputin, and Rasputin
Okay.
fell, and he like looked dead, right, or whatever. What do you think? What do you think happened then, Akash?
He didn't die.
Yup, got up and he fucking attacked Yusupov. And he ran upstairs. And then Rasputin was trying to escape into the palace's courtyard. So this dude, poisoned by cyanide, shot in the chest, dude. He's fucking running like full speed. Um, and then he was shot again in the face, I guess, or in the head. And he fell into a snowbank, and he finally died. So he's dead.
Wow.
So he finally fucking died. Um, there's like I guess
Or did
there's
he?
that's a good point. Um, that's debatable. But there's like a thing in Yosipov's journal where he was like describing how Rasputin was a fucking devil. How he was devilish in the way he survived this assassination attempt. Um, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So eventually they wrapped him up in a cloth and they just dumped him in the river. And it took days for the policemen to find his body because like the river froze over. So, eventually it thawed out, they found a boot, and they finally found Rasputin dead. So there's a conspiracy though, right?
Uh-huh.
Some people think that the British Secret Intelligence Service was involved because they thought that Russia was trying to um, make peace with Germany, which would have created just one front in World War One. Um, yeah, so because like I guess Yusupov went to, I guess he was like frat bro. Fucking idea. This could have been the greatest conspiracy ever because we don't fucking know. Um, but yeah,
I'm still shocked at how he survived so many assassinations.
yeah, it's fucking crazy. And then like a year later, the Russian Revolution happened, and I guess modern or like modern shit happened. And we have the Soviet Union, which I'm not gonna go into that because this is about Rasputin. But yeah,
I wonder how much of a story was told by his daughter. She seems like a pretty happy person. She's got a nice, bright smile in all her pictures.
um, oh, okay. I believe. Oh, I forgot about this. So the royal family they threw a funeral for Rasputin.
Hmm.
Rasputin's family was not allowed to go. That's right.
Damn, that's screwed up.
Yep. And so they burned his body um, instead of having a burial site because they didn't want a rallying point for supporters of the old regime. whatever the fuck that means. But yeah. I mean, his daughters were eventually met with the royal family after the funeral, but they weren't allowed to
Hmm.
go.
Yeah, that's screwed up, man.
Yep. So that's a little sad, but it's fucking crazy, am I right? What the fuck kind of story is that? You know, it's fucking wild. The greatest
Honestly, did not
fucking
expect
story.
any of the story, dude.
Dude, it is the greatest fucking story. It's actually very exciting. Like coming into this, I was kind of like, shit, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. We're not gonna make it. And now I'm like, you know what? This is actually a very exciting story.
I don't know, dude. This dude is just absolutely. On one end, he's a crazy nut job. On the other end, he's he fucking has miracles happening around him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think,
dude, he's still alive. I'm telling you, he's still alive.
actually, people think I think my teacher thought Rasputin might have actually frozen to death as cause of death.
Rather than the bullet,
But I don't think that's true. I think if you get shot in the fucking forehead, like,
unless
you're
it's
not gonna live.
Wolverine.
That's true.
It's Wolverine, dude.
You're right. That's probably who Wolverine's based off of. But it's pretty crazy. It's a short article, but I think it's a really cool story to tell people. If you know the full story of Rasputin, you know. I do you think
Yeah, man.
do you think that like the Bolsheviks, so that's like I think the communist people, by John or not John Lennon, not John Lennon, fucking Lenin, Jesus Christ. Do you think they like put all those controversies and like accusations on him to try to like defame him a bit so people stop following him?
I mean, it's definitely possible, because the way you said it, he had a pretty decent following, and everyone believed in him because of his miracles. So if they wanted to overthrow him, they would have to somehow find a way to break apart that following.
But like the thing is, there's no like I don't think he actually did anything to try to influence the royal family. Like, yeah, he might have been having an affair. Like, that's the most of the influence. It's unclear though. We don't know that. Like, this is all like speculation. But like, what do you think? Do you think he was trying to like? The fuck do you think he was trying to do?
He
Like,
was trying to become part of the family.
do you think he was trying to end World War One? Because that could have changed history. Um,
Yeah, honestly, it looks like everything this dude did could have changed history quite a bit.
so World War One actually fucked up Russia's economy too, which is probably why there was the Russian Revolution. So what if he did stop World War One?
See, I don't know enough about Russia's history to talk about this. I mean, if he stopped it, it definitely would have made a huge impact. If he stopped it early, the U.S. By the way, what were the dates of World War One?
14 to 19. No,
Yeah.
yeah, 14 to 19.
Okay, yeah. So that would have definitely changed the
Because
outcome for the USA.
15, I
And that,
think,
World War Two might not have been a thing if World War One didn't go as it did.
fuck, dude. Is all of history just on this single man?
Well,
Dude, no,
no,
oh,
I don't
dude, this
know.
is fucking
In that
crazy.
case, you can argue that all of history is on his parents for having him.
Well, okay,
All of
that's
history is
fair.
on their parents, right?
No, but
I
this is like the keystone.
I don't know, man. What if Hitler stayed in art school? I mean, I think you can pull that argument for a lot of people, to be honest. There were a lot of influential players, and all all wars and all important parts of history. I think it looks like he did play a decent sized role in it, but I don't know. Things happened a certain way, and looking back, it can look like someone had great influence on it, but maybe it was all, maybe, and they did have great influence, but maybe it was all unplanned.
No, but just think about this. Rasputin lives, right? He convinces the
Okay.
Tsar to exit World War One. Russia does not lose 15 million people. Russia's economy starts booming, right? Germany wins World War One. So therefore, Germany is no longer mad, or Hitler cannot use that as a scapegoat for World War Two. So Hitler just looks like a crazy man. Am I frozen? No, I'm not. Okay.
You're
Just looks like
back
a
now.
crazy man, right? Wait, which part did I cut off at?
No, no, you're good.
Okay,
Keep
okay.
going.
So Hitler cannot use that. So Hitler does not go into power. So World War II doesn't happen. Russia is no longer communist. They continue with their with whatever government they had before. The royal family is still in control. There is no space race, so therefore there's nothing getting shot up into space. There are no satellites. Therefore, we have no fucking internet. We have no space race. The Zack and Aakash show does not exist. Do you see what I'm fucking saying? This is what Rasputin. Imagine. Fucking imagine, dude. This is why it's so fucking crazy.
I mean, again, dude, Hitler's parents decided to screw a day
Okay, okay,
later.
okay. I feel like, well, yeah, but like,
You know what I mean? The dude who laced the cake with cyanide laced it with some other poison. I don't know. See,
I
it's
know, but just like think
you
about
can make
what
this
if that
argument for
happened.
anything.
Well, yeah, but like,
Yeah,
this one's cool. Rasputin started World War II. Rasputin's the reason why the Zack and Akash show is in existence.
God damn it.
God bless Rasputin.
Because imagine this, right? What if Genghis Khan's wife was never kidnapped?
Yeah, I mean, alternate history.
Yeah. And, maybe there is this theory, there's Veritasium, however you say it, recently made a video on it, where it was about parallel universes and how each important or any decision leads to outcomes and it creates a bunch of parallel universes. So there is a parallel universe where the history you described happened.
Yeah,
So, and maybe one day we'll get to visit it and see how it is. Because, in a way, war and even something like this corona, as terrible as it is, it's a good thing too, because it pushes for innovation. It adds pressure and it stops people from getting too comfortable.
it's like
So
cycles.
productivity increases. Yeah. Because until something like this happens, people start living in comfort and expansion and growth isn't as big. Sure, at one point we'd still reach a certain growth, but some crazy, that's because of war and disease. Because I think about what's going to come from Corona. I want to try to discuss this tomorrow, where everything's moving closer towards being completely digital. And based on how the economy goes, it might be time for digital currency to take over. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, dude. You know, fucking. I see it as like cycles. Like, you know, you get into a golden era. There's like history's laced or like covered with golden eras. And then shit happens. Like,
Yeah, and the thing is, I think people forget that there are other golden eras. People just, because, who the hell likes to teach about the eras where everything was normal and people were just chilling? No one cares about that. I think people forget that existed. So when we look back at history, it often looks like everything was just war and people often suffering from a lot of poverty and plagues and all this shit going on, great conquests. and we think we're just living in a normal chill time now, but there were so many normal and chill times back then too. You just don't hear about it.
Yeah, like the Roaring Twenties. That's us right now.
Yep, we're gonna get to 2029, dude, and everything's gonna collapse.
Maybe. I mean, like, imagine the United States wants to go to war with China. They now have an ability to use a scapegoat. China started Corona. Go to war.
Yeah, man.
China killed probably 200,000 people. Probably more.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be like if war started right now.
I would
How
not
many
survive.
people do you think would actually sign up to go fight?
I was actually thinking about that in bed. I was like, what if all my like friends are like signed up for war? Like I'm gonna feel pressured to sign up as well. Like like imagine you're in line buying like a Subway sandwich and there's some old lady in line with you and she's like, "Why aren't you at war with the rest of the boys?"
You're like, "Cuz, lady, I want to die."
Yeah, but like then
No,
I don't know.
I
I feel
think
like
I'd
we
probably be better off doing some
that's true. Yeah.
computer shit for the war, some
Yeah.
tech dev,
I
rather
might
than
just
actually fighting.
see. I'm not even big enough to be a fucking meat shield, dude. Like,
Dude,
I'm not gonna be very helpful.
you can build a front end website for the army. You can make propaganda websites.
Propaganda.
I'm telling you, man, all the meme pages are gonna be playing a huge role with the war propaganda.
Yeah.
You're gonna be important next time war rolls around. Salad Snake, your Lord and Savior meme, Jesus, they're all
hmm
gonna be important.
No, but I like get it now. Like we look at these old times and we're like, oh, the boys have to go to war, and everyone's like, oh, I gotta go to war, and we're like, that's fucking crazy. But like thinking about it, low key, it's our duty.
Yeah, definitely a
Like,
lot of social pressure. Because if we don't, then what's the outcome?
yeah, like,
We could be the coin that flips it, or we could be the
yeah,
small force that flips the coin in the right direction.
like I think my like skills are more valuable like on like the technology side. Um,
Yeah, of course.
like
But
I'm not athletic at all. I would not be very helpful. Um, you know.
then maybe you could be like a spy.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you'll just go undercover.
Nah, dude, you gotta be real sexy to be a spy. You gotta sleep with people.
Now, dude, you'll blend in as a Chinese man.
Fuck you. No, I would not blend in. I'm half. These are what like a lot of the actors look like in the Philippines. Half. They're all half. Like, a lot of them. So I'd stand out. Like my fucking mom's friend was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" I was like, "Okay."
Dude, you're
I was like, "What about
famous.
my other friend or my other cousins?" They're like, "No, just you." I'm like, "Okay."
I'm telling you, man. What's that Egyptian dude's name? Rami.
Oh, Rami Malek.
Oh,
Yeah, I might do like stateside stuff. You know,
I feel so far away. I'm gonna come closer.
let me build a website for the military.
Oh,
Uh,
all right. Any final statements on Rasputin?
um, all I think is he's like a keystone for like what happened in Russia, I guess. Like,
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
yeah. Um, I really did forget. Like, I remember the story was like everything I knew was like people tried to poison him, and then I was like, wait, what the fuck did he do? And then that's why I researched it. So I remembered, very influential. Um, yeah, but
Cool, cool.
Brian says, y'all think in the 2030s it's gonna go to shit. It's going to shit right now. LL, this is the Great Depression levels of shit. Um, I don't
That's
know. I don't know.
true.
I don't know. Um,
Yeah, Brian, it's okay. The government is putting out trillions of dollars. It's cool, man. It's all good.
I don't know.
Um, you know, especially if we go back under again. And I think that's gonna happen, to be honest.
Depression.
We're still a year from vaccine, so we're gonna open up and we're gonna go back closing again. I think we're gonna open up too much, then we're gonna retract back a little bit, closing some things, and a second hit like that while the economy is already somewhat unstable. Because right now, you think about it, the economy is living in a false reality. It's just a bunch of, it's a bunch of, what's that called? Flex state.
Sure.
The dude who like slaps it on the tank.
See, you know what? What
Or
might
no, it's
be
a bunch of duct tape holding all the holes in the boat together. But one more big strike and the boat is gonna start sinking.
maybe. I think in the long run we're gonna be okay. Like even if there's a depression,
Oh,
the
sure.
world won't end. There may be a depression, there may not be. I think what I like to do is, there's a statement, history repeats itself. What if we look at, I don't know what the fuck happened during the Spanish flu, but that was a lot worse. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, no. Obviously, we're gonna get out of it, and it's gonna get better. But a lot of people are gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Suicide's a real thing, dude.
yeah.
Yeah. Overall, yeah. It's
De-
in the long term. In the long run,
depression
it always gets better.
depression deaths usually take around 5 years. It's a slower death rate, but usually there's a lot of people who die. People get really stressed. Stress actually causes cancer, so that's why it's a
Too much
delayed
stress is
fuse.
terrible. Oh, yeah. So who knows? Maybe maybe we'll touch back on this in a year.
Just don't worry about it right now. It's not important right now.
True. Right at this moment.
Like
Well,
like literally none of
it's
us have
important
any
for
control.
the it's important for the economists to worry about, but
Yeah, like
us, we just gotta watch. We just gotta chill.
none of us have control of
Just
anything.
make
So
yourself marketable
yeah, exactly.
and make sure you can, yeah, start source of income so you can be making money. So at least you don't get caught up in it or it doesn't hit you as bad.
Start saving actually. Like if it's
Yeah.
in the 1930s and you've been saving for 10 years and you're ready for the storm.
But I think that if there's someone based on our audience and people watching us, they're probably fine for it
Oh yeah, I mean
already.
if you're fucking college educated engineering, you're fine.
Yeah, and then you probably come from, but I don't want to assume. Anyway, well,
That
with
was
that
that
said,
was that was a very interesting show.
yeah, it went to a lot of places. I enjoyed that show.
Oh wow, I thought this was gonna be a train wreck, to be honest. I thought this was gonna be like what's his face? The guy I did last show.
Snowden.
Snowden, yeah. I thought it was gonna be a Snowden episode. Guess not.
No, this is good. I enjoyed this because, yeah, especially because he brought about all the him being a keystone in history. So got us talking about other parts of history. That was fun. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, want to see more like it, or have different topics you want to see on the show, hit us up at the Zach and Akash Show on Instagram and let us know what you want to see, or just say hi. We'd love to talk to you. Otherwise, you can also listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, a bunch of other random podcasts app, and consider joining us live at 9 a.m. one of these days. We're live Sunday through Monday. on YouTube at 9 a.m. So join us. Come say hi. We got a wonderful chat today, participating, engaging us, keeping the conversation bright. That you. So see you all tomorrow where we talk about Bitcoin. Until then,
Get rich quick.
peace out.